All right, you looking live at Generation and Generation Cowboys and Sports Talks. I'm the host. How's everybody doing? We back as planned. Let me get this. This intro
The
up. We're
Generation
gonna
and
run this real
Generation
quick.
Cowboys and Sports Talk. My dad, my partner, my co-host, Cowboy Joe 64.
I am your father.
Just to get the Cowboys 2 good games to hopefully understand that they need to go receiver and go high with this next pick.
Yeah, yeah, that's really what this is gonna be about.
All right, and we're back. So yeah, so we're gonna go live. We're going live today. We're gonna just be talking about our draft expectations and our draft mock drafts and things like that to see, give you all a taste of what we're thinking that the Cowboys should do as far as draft goes. And you want to say what's up to the people?
What's up to the people? Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. We're gonna try to get up out of here before the game starts so we can see Houston. But yeah. So you wanna just I know who your first person is, but tell everyone who your first person is that you would like to draft and why do you think we should draft them and what do you think our outcome would be if we draft them?
So my number one person will be Tetoro McMillan. So keep in mind as we do this, we're talking about realistic possibilities at 12. So we're not going to talk about Ashton Genty.
I think
He's not going to be there.
I think your mic is coming from your laptop. Check the mic.
My laptop?
Yeah, hit the settings on there and then hit go to audio and then make sure the input says USB dynamic mic. Let's see. What was I finna do?
So how do I
go to the settings at the bottom? And then go to the settings at the bottom and then make sure that when you go to the settings, you're gonna look on the left and then it's gonna say audio. Click on audio and make sure it says audio input and output as your dynamic mic.
So it says communication speakers dynamic mic. What should it be?
USB dynamic. It says that at the top it says communication speaker input.
Okay. Yeah. How about that?
Nah. Hold on. You just keep talking while I come fix it. Just keep talking while I fix it. Yeah.
Okay. So we're kind of working on the show live on the air. So sometimes the OGs like me, you kind of gotta. All the technology is not where it's supposed to be when we start.
That's all right. People know what time it is.
Yep. But then,
Okay. So what I was saying, so as we talk about the people at 12 for Dallas, we're talking about realistic options. So I'm not going to have Genty on my list. Realistic options at 12. He's not going to be there. Abdul Carter. How about that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you need to speak into the mic or turn it up or something.
Turn the mic up?
Yeah, just hit the plus buttons on the side of it.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah, it's way better. Go ahead.
So now I was just saying, so my top picks that we're going to have an option to picking at 12, we're just not going to talk about guys that are not realistically going to be there. So just looking at the list, we know Abdul Carter's not going to be there. You think Shador might be there. I don't think he will be. So we're not talking about Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter. So we're talking about realistic options at 12. So for me, my number one choice, my stack, if I had him rated, is going to be Tet. He's going to be number one. Now, obviously, my list has a receiver tilt because I'm team weapons. So my second option, and the tags are touching for me, it's going to be Matthew Golden or Ibuka. So they're about the same. If you got either one, and then realistic. After that, we got to start talking about guys like Tyler Warren. We got to talk corner Will Johnson from Michigan. I'm gonna have Michael Williams on my list. He's gonna be kind of down toward the bottom. I'm also gonna have Josh Simmons. I'm also gonna have Booker from Alabama. So those are the guys that are going to be, to me, those are the only players that I would consider picking at 12. Let me make sure I'm not leaving somebody off. Uh, Also, Kevin Banks is going to be on there. Forgot about him. And
Yeah, he
and
gonna be on there.
so these are the guys that I think realistically that they should take at 12 that will possibly be there. And then I'm going to have a list of guys that I don't think should be considered at 12 at all. So, who are your top guys that you want to see now? And let's try to keep it realistic. I don't think they taking Jalen Miro at 12. But so who would your people be that if you were Will McClay and Steven, realistically, who are the people that you would consider at 12?
Um, Realistically, I'm gonna start off with Ted. I mean, I'm team weapons, so I'm gonna do the weapon guys, but I am gonna put in some other people that I just think are realistic picks if they're there. So like, I'm on. This is in no particular order. Um, I'm gonna start with Tetoy McMillan, Tyler Warren, Shador Sanders, Will Campbell, Mimbu. Uh, I don't like Will Johnson. I don't want. I mean, I do like him. I don't want him as a first round pick. Uh, Jalen Walker, he's borderline for me. But to finish to finish that off, I would have to go. How many are we doing? 10.
I think I had 7, 8. I don't think I had 10.
Okay, so I got Ted, um, Will Campbell, Tyler Warren, Shador. Uh,
You're looking at Tankathon. It'll probably help.
I am. I'm looking at
Oh, okay.
Tinkerton. Kelvin Banks, Jade Barron.
You got
Um,
Jade up in there?
yeah. Golden. Kenneth Grant and Egbuka. And yeah, Egbuka. So I got like 9 or 10 because I like to do BPA, but I also like to do like players that I know BPA at position of need. So players that I know will make our team better, no matter if it's a reach or not. As long as there's nobody there that would make the team better uh, at a position of need than that person. Like for instance, if we got Tech and Mimbu and Will Campbell, I know Mimbu and Campbell are better than Tech. They are the BPA will be Mimbu or will be Campbell, but I would take Tech over them because I think the position of need is wide receiver. So even though, uh, um, even though
If you drafted Mimbu, you playing him at, is he playing left or right tackle?
I don't know, that's for them to figure out. He would play on my team. I would probably put him at left tackle, but they already said that um, Guyton is not moving to right tackle. So they would. That's for them to figure out. That's for them to figure out who's the best left tackle. If it's Mimbu or Campbell, and they gonna take Guyton's spot, then they just taking Guyton's spot, and Guyton will just be playing right tackle, or he'll be playing, or he won't be playing at all. He'll be playing left tackle if he get the job. If not, he'll be playing right tackle if they want to do something with what's his name, but they not. So he'll have to
In college, he's playing right tackle, Mimbu.
so he'll be playing right tackle or left tackle. Uh he can play right tackle. Terrence Steele, if I was to draft him, I would post June Terrence Steele.
So
Go ahead. I would post if I was drafting him, I would post June Terrence Steele and go get something else with that $15
So
million that I
I
said.
think I think with the Cowboys front office, that's why my list, he would be somebody that he would be kind of down toward the bottom because kind of just thinking that out.
I mean, you don't pass up on
Yeah,
tackles or
yeah,
guards that are rated fifth or sixth in the draft. You just don't pass up on them because
yeah, and they got him rated 7. So I mean, I understand. Just you don't
they
just
got him
pass
rated
up on
fifth.
that player on fifth.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a
Can't,
talent.
can't.
You can't really.
Yeah,
So I understand what you're
you
saying.
can't pass up Mimbu because he's six. You can't pass up Will Campbell either. Will Campbell is 6'6". He could be the next. He could be the next. Um Tyron Smith. Uh, you already got a solidified all star, all pro at
Yeah.
guard, and so you getting rid of an all pro because Zach Martin
Uh,
retired, so can't really
I do want to say this and
pass up on them.
shout out to Lou. Lou doesn't like Will Campbell.
Yeah,
I can't remember what Lou said about Mimbu. But be that as it may, I just think when you look at the list, I think the tackles probably going to be kind of option that the Cowboys probably it's going to be a hard decision if they're there to pass them up.
hmm
But I just think if Ted is there, that's going to be the pick. If Mimbu and Ted are there, they're going to take Ted. I think if Mimbu and Campbell are there, they'll probably take Ted. So that's just kind of what I think.
I would do the same,
Yeah,
but it'd be hard. I would take Tet only because I'm like I'm team weapons,
yeah,
but at the same time, I'm not getting blinded by Tet
yeah,
because um like I said, and like we was talking about in the barbershop today. We talking about in the barbershop like Ted and Travis Hunter, and
yeah.
It's Ted better than Travis Hunter. It's just like, well, I can't say that he is. And then on top of that, it's just like we don't know what they're gonna do. And people at the barbershop, they don't think that Ted or Travis Hunter is gonna have like sensational rookie seasons. They think that like it's gonna be a different ball game when they gotta go up against someone like Jalen Ramsey or Deron Bland or the guy from Detroit or the top corners in the game. It's like y'all not gonna be y'all dominating college level. But when you're going up against corners that are 230 and run 4 4s, it's a different type of ball game.
Yeah,
It's
but the goal for them, I disagree. I push back on that because the goal with them is not going to be to come in and dominate players like that. You got to remember they're going to be in our case, Ted's going to be on the field with CD. He's going to be on the field with other, hopefully, Amarion Hampton, Quinshawn Junkins. He's going to be on the field with Ferguson if we do some upgrades. So the bottom line is he's not going to be the number one guy where he's just matched up on the number one corner. Of course, he's going to get matched up. And the same thing with Travis Hunter. That's no matter what team he goes to. Understand with Travis Hunter, we don't even really know what teams are going to have him play. But if he's playing receiver, he's probably not going to be. Well, depends on where he's going. So he's being right now. Who we think he's going to? Travis Hunter.
if he go to the Giants, he's not gonna be the best receiver.
And that's a good example. If he goes to the Giants, when they play us, I don't even know if Bland would follow him. He probably follows, your guy.
Yeah, I don't know why we definitely have to follow him. No
Yeah.
question.
So, but Travis Hunter will be able to do significant damage to our team because he's just not going to be the focal point. He's going to be able to, sneak up on some people. And of course, he's Travis Hunter. We're going to always know where he is. But
I think that the Giants are gonna draft Travis Hunter.
I mean, it's definitely possible. So,
Because
but
like I said, if you are the Giants, if I'm the Giants, I'm not drafting Shador. I'm drafting Travis Hunter, and then I'm drafting Jalen Milroe in the second round. That's what I'm doing.
well, as we said last night, I don't think Milrow is going to make it to the second round.
I
But
move up to get him.
yeah, but Travis Hunter, Ted, I think people are just overthinking it, thinking that when we draft these players, that they're going to just come in and be, the answer to everything. That's not how this
Well,
works.
I get pushback on that because that is how it works. Because when you picking that high, that's how it works. You want that
Yeah,
player to be like Michael Parsons. We picked Michael Parsons at 12. He was exactly what you just said. He was the team. He changed the entire defense. Like without him, we wouldn't even be relevant the last 2 years because he changed the dynamic of the entire team. Because like last year, he was out. When he came back, our defense immediately started playing better because he was on the field. When
but
he's
you
on the field,
but you do remember when he was drafted, that's not even what he was drafted for.
but that
Yeah,
doesn't change the point that he was drafted that high, and that's what he did. That's what
yeah.
you want at that high. You want a player that's going to change your team. So it's just like if we drafted Genty on offense, he would change the team.
He will, but that's why he's going. But I think to me, we can't just paint them all with the same brush as far as the impact they're going to have. I'll say this right here:
Look,
if we
before you
draft
say this,
Matthew, yeah,
before you say this, Ashton Jenkins rated numbers is ranked on the big board. He's ranked at number 4. Ted is ranked at number 7. On the mock draft, they got Ashton Jenkins going pick 6, and they got Ted going number 8. So their tags are touching.
yeah,
We expect for Ted to come in and
I do,
change the team.
I do as well. But what they said in the barbershop was is that we expect him to come in and like just dominate the number one corners in the league. It's going to be
Yeah.
give and take. He's going to have some dominating plays. He's going to have some plays where the the corners that are in the league is going to win. But the bottom line is, I want him on my team.
Oh
The
yeah, me
same,
too.
the same with Golden,
Hmm.
Ibuka. They're going to have impact on our team. And if we draft Quinshawn Junkins in the second round or Travion Henderson,
Hmm.
they're going to impact our team in a significant way. But yeah,
And that's why I was saying too, like I wouldn't be blinded by Ted because um let's just say we don't draft Ted, or let's just say Ted is not there, and somebody,
which is possible. Yeah.
it's possible somebody might want to trade up. That's a possibility, or we might have to stay there and pick. Now, if Ted is not there, then we're going to be looking at another receiver possibly in the second round or the third round. I think if we don't get a receiver in the first round, we're not going to get a receiver until the third round, because if they stay in and pick first, they're not going to pick a receiver. So they're going to pick one of these other players. They're going to pick somebody like, you know, Membu or whatever, whoever. They're gonna pick somebody else, a linebacker or
They could pick Tyler Warren. They could
Tyler
pick they could
Warren,
pick they could pick Booker. It could be
Booker, yeah, somebody
yeah.
like
So
that. So and
yeah.
so and then now you get to the second round pick, and you have no question you have to pick a running back in the second round, because if you don't pick a running back in the second round, they are not going to be there in the third round. So
Hmm.
once the player goes, like if Ted goes, they all gonna go.
And we got to talk about this too, because there's some rumors that the Cowboys are still looking at receivers.
Hmm.
And the reason for that, it might be they might already know that Ted is not going to be there.
Right,
What they're doing, they're planning for a receiver not to be there at 12. What they also are probably planning is that they won't be able to trade down, because if you trade down, it's very easy to get your receiver.
right. Or if you trade down, it's very easy to get your receiver, and it becomes even more easier to get your running back. So,
Yeah, if you trade down to 18, 20, you absolutely can take Booker. Uh, you could take Luther Burden, you're a guy. If you want to take him at 20, you can. So yeah, it's like I've been saying, the draft is going to be easy if Ted is not there, and it's going to be easy if they get a phone call. Now, what's going to make the draft kind of interesting for them if they got to stay there at 12 and they kind of get washed? That's why my list that I had, if they take any one of those guys at 12 that I mentioned, I'm going to be good with it. If they take, Booker, if they take Josh Simmons, uh, if they take the corner from Michigan, I'm good. I
I'm
mentioned
not
Tyler
good.
Warren,
I'm not good if they take him.
but look where they got him rated though. You was talking about the ratings,
Yeah, but he
but you liked him originally.
I do, but I'm just but again, that's why I said my thing is it's BPA at position of need. I
If
don't want to take
they
him.
end up taking Michael Williams, I won't hate the pick. I'll be okay, because my thing is
No, I'll be okay with that.
I'm just trying to build a good football team of good players like the Eagles do. And what
Yeah.
I do know is when we line up and play the Eagles, we line up and play the Commanders, we playing the Chiefs this year. I'm not worrying about what Michael Williams is going to do. He's going to ball.
Yeah.
He's not going to be scared. He's going to just strap it up. And he going to go to war. So
No,
all the players,
I will be worried about Will Johnson. I'll be worried about that.
the corner.
Yeah, because I mean, like again, we talking about positions where You got Will Johnson
Why
on
do
the
you think they
field
got him rated so high?
because he's good. But like I said, I don't know how that transitions to the league at that place, at that high. You know, it's just like I don't know how that translates. Like Michael Williams, I know he gonna impact the team if he get picked that high. Tyler Warren, I know he gonna impact the team if he get picked that high. Ted, he gonna impact the team. Will Johnson, he might be getting burnt. He
I
might
mean, corner is a tough position, but I
Yeah,
mean,
it is. He might be getting burned or he might be getting, it's just like one of those positions where it's 50-50. It's just like Deron Bland was a fifth round pick. He one of the best corners in the NFL. So it's just like, you just have to. I just want to get a solidified baller. I want to have no questions about it in my mind when he step on
yeah,
the field. And I got questions about Will Johnson. So it's just like I
that's
don't. I
that's that's
mean,
fair. That's fair.
I want to. I want it like Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart is number 13, but I got questions about him.
So let's talk about the guys that we absolutely positively don't want to see at 12. And you name the first one.
Shamar Stewart.
Don't do it.
Don't
I'm
do it.
telling you right now, Will McClay. I'm telling you right now, Stephen Jones. Do not pick Shamar Stewart at 12.
Don't do it. I wouldn't pick. Who else are they talking about picking at 12? That I just be like, nah.
The other one was Walter Nolan. That's a
Oh,
big
Walter
no.
Nolan. That would be absolutely insane.
Hmm.
Nick Scordon. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Walter Nolan. Malachi Starks. I don't want to see that. Um,
Malachi Starks, if I'm just being honest, if that's just who you ended up with, he's gonna ball, but he
he gonna
wouldn't be
ball,
he
but
wouldn't be my first choice.
I'll take Jade Barron over him.
I like Johnny Barron. If I had to pick him, I would be okay with that.
Jade Barron is the dog.
Um,
Um, Shamar
what
Stewart,
about what
Jihad
about
Campbell.
Mike Green? If you just had to pick Mike Green,
I'm not doing that. Marshall, I'm not doing that.
hmm
Nah. And see, that's why I'm saying I'm not gonna be blinded by Ted because Ted is a slam dunk pick, okay? But at the same time, it's just like Ted is a slam dunk pick. But at the same time, it's just like this is statistics. I'm taking statistics right now at school. Statistics show that you get way more options if you have to pass on Ted. Like if he's not there, if he's already
yeah,
picked, if he's already picked, that just blows the board up. It's way more people that you could pick. It's way
yeah,
more
it's gonna
avenues
be
you can take.
if he's not there, your draft just became easier, especially
Yep.
if you trade down. Now, let me say this:
Yep.
if we traded down from 12 to 26, which is I think that's too far. If you took Shamar Stewart at 26,
I'll be okay
okay,
with that.
okay, yeah. I mean, it's so now again, I probably will find somebody else even at 26,
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't want to see that player at 12. What about Pierce? Would you be okay with Pierce at 12? Because my thing, let me just say this. Here's my thing with Edge, and I'm still going BPA. I just don't see an edge in this draft that I got to have because you absolutely know Michael's playing edge. Sam is coming back. You got Marshawn Nealon from last year, and then you got Dante Fowler. So if you take an edge, what's going to end up happening is by game 6 or 7, we're going to be asking, okay, where's the edge? Where's the player you drafted in the first round? And what they're going to say is that give him 3 years to develop. We
Yeah.
don't need that player.
Only edges I'm interested in this draft in the first round is Abdul Carter, which we're not going to get. Jalen
No,
Walker, which I'm okay with, and Michael Williams, which I'm okay with.
yeah. So
Those are the
eh,
only three edges. Now you put Jalen Walker or Michael Williams on our team. That's like having two Micahs.
and I got them on my board. I kind of got them a little bit down on the list because I'm just not me. I'm just not looking for edge, and I'm not really sure that Michael Williams is that guy at 12. And again, if I traded down to 24, Michael Williams was still there, I would be
He
good
not
with the
gonna be
pick.
there. He's
Yeah.
not gonna be there
So
at 24. But Jalen Walker is the same. He's that guy.
yeah, they both. When you take Georgia players and Ohio State players,
They them
you're
ones.
yeah, they don't want you're winning. That's why that's that second round. I want to come
Igbuka.
up. Well, Ibuka, if I end up with him, I'm terrific. But in a running back situation, I want Travion Henderson or Quinshawn Junkins. I like them over your guy from Iowa.
Mm. You like them over Caleb? Um,
It's Caleb Johnson.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I do.
Well, with the running back thing is, it's just, like you said, it's just preference. But what you want is you want a young dog, and you want somebody that ball out. Caleb Johnson, he one of them ones. Marion Hampton, Egbuka, Trevion Henderson, Judkins, they all dogs. So you just take
Hmm.
them, and you just fit. Trevion Henderson is had 1,016 rush yards, 10 touchdowns, and he averaged 7 yards a carry, and he had 284 receiving yards. So I think that I keep going back and forth. Sometimes I like Quinshawn Judkins better. He got 1,060 yards, 14 touchdowns, and averaged 5.5, and got reception yards. He got 161. But right now, I want Travion Henderson if I had to pick one. And Quinshawn Judkins just left the Cowboys for his meeting, but I'd rather have Travion Henderson. And then over both of them, I'd rather have Caleb Johnson. He's bigger. He's 6'1". He had 1,500 yards. He had 21 touchdowns, and he
Yeah,
averages
he's
six
a
point.
baller.
Yeah, he a baller. He averages 6.4 yards a carry. I'd rather have him. And then on
Now,
Mario Hampton.
where are you at on Jahai Campbell?
Let's see. I used to be high on Jahad Campbell, and then it kind of went down for me
He's
a
got
little
the
bit.
injuries.
Yeah, and I just I don't know. Alabama fell off to me. You know.
And he's probably gonna fall. So he could be there in the second round. It's possible.
Well, that's somebody that I would entertain in the second round, but I'm really got to get my running back in the second round, unless I trade down and I have more than one second round pick. But my running back, like I said, we're not supposed to be picking for need. But the way this is looking, it's looking like it's going to be receiver, and no matter what, they picking a running back in the second round. If they pick anything other than a running back in the second round, then that means that somebody from the first round, like Grant, fell. Other than
Yeah.
that, it's no other way that they can pick anything else but running back in the second round.
And
So,
two guys. And so next we're gonna talk about Jerry's comments and Michael's contract. And then we're gonna circle back and do our mock draft. But when we do our mock draft, I'm hoping that the defensive tackle from Texas, Collins falls to us, and then Tyleek Williams, the defensive tackle from Ohio State. If we can figure out a way to get them in the second round,
mhm.
that'll be a win. So, what were your? Then we'll come back to the draft.